Hello, 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 ladies and young girls. Welcome to this year's Girls Speak That event. Hey, girls. Hey, we are so excited to have you all on today. So, before we get started, we want to know who's out there representing. Let's virtually connect in the comments. Let us know, what city are you representing? What high school are you representing? And throughout the day, we sure hope that you'll let us know if you have any questions or comments. So, girls, you are in for a treat today. So let us know who's out there. All righty, let's see here. We have Dallas, Texas representing. Hello, Dallas. Make some noise. Put it in the comments if you're representing Dallas, Texas. All right. Let's see. Oh, I'm excited about this one. Shout out to Kankakee, Illinois. Miss Vonnae Warren representing Kankakee High School. Hello, Illinois. So let us know who else is out there. Represent. Let us know who's watching Girls Speak That today. Make sure you add your comments in the public comments so we can see who you are. Public, not private, because we want everybody to know who's on today. I see we have someone representing Normal, Illinois. We have someone representing Allen High School. So make sure you put all that in the public comments so we all know who's out there today. Well, without further ado, I am so excited to introduce myself as Tiara, the founder of Speak That Movement. And I can't wait to bring up my partner in some Girls Speak That Fun as we welcome you to the second edition of Girl Speak That. Miss Lanita. Yes, unmute yourself so that we can hear your beautiful voice.
I said, hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Girl Speak That. We ready today. We are ready to rock and roll. Excited to be in our second year of Girl Speak That. And I am so excited for the young ladies that we have on for today. It's going to be a treat for all that are in attendance. So, hey, you got a gift on this Sunday. A gift coming on this Sunday.
Yes, yes. So again, hey girls, let us know who's out there. I see we have more people logging on. Again, thank you all for being here. And if you're here watching the live show or you're watching the recorded version, just know that we are sending the love from Dallas to Illinois to LA to all over the United States of America as we present to you Girls Speak That.
That's right.
So, Lanita, before we kick off the show and bring up our wonderful guests, because it's really all about the girls, not us, I want us just to kind of take a step back. So, for those of you who don't know, Speak That movement was created to just empower and uplift and connect women. Okay,
Yes.
we were there to connect the women and empower, support them, let them know that their dreams can come true. But then we decided, you know what? To whom much is given, much is due. So we had this amazing vision last year where we really want to pour into the future generation of women in business, the future career professionals,
Yes.
entrepreneurs, communicators, and creators. So talk to us. It's been a year. How are you feeling about Girls Speak That?
Oh, I'm feeling wonderful. I'm feeling wonderful. Like I said, we have had the opportunity to go last year to ISU and to kick everything off, and we met some amazing young ladies there. And then previously in the year, we also met another young lady that's one of our surprise guests today, and she's actually a woman in business. And I know the young ladies that we've impacted, some of them are moving on and making things happen in their future as well. So it's amazing to give back and to empower and equip and to also teach, reach back. Like I said, we have to reach back, reach to the side, reach up. I said, no one got to any place in life by themselves. Everyone had support along the way. So it's a blessing and honor to be able to be of support of these young ladies and those to come. And nothing against our young men. I said we've empowered young men along the way. Nothing against our young men, but our target is our young ladies. So being a woman, just helping out another young lady is an honor.
That's right. Shout out to Miss Geraldine Adams representing Kankakee, Illinois. And it sounds like you might have a few people that are with you or you're inviting. So
Right.
thank you so much. All right. So we take it back to 2011 when everything kicked off. So, like you mentioned, we kicked everything off and we invited everybody to join us to equip and empower the future generation of women in business. So, we kicked it off during Illinois State University's homecoming week.
Yes.
So, we partnered with Jule Foundation, Tierra PR Network, and obviously Speak That Movement, which is our organization. We went back to Bloomington, Normal, Illinois, where Speak That was birthed. And we had a great time with the young ladies. So let me ask you, what was your favorite memory about Girls Speak That last year?
I would say some of my favorite memories, I would say, just having the time to sit at the tables with the young ladies, to talk about their experience and to talk about what was going on in their, in their world, at their school, some of the things that, some of the dreams that they had, and just sitting there and watching them, some of the dreams that they had. We talked to them about, dreaming big and, their future and their plans for the future, and just sitting there and seeing, and having a conversation, just the intimate time with them. So I would say that would be probably my favorite time, is that intimate time, to getting to know them on a different level.
Yes, I agree. Just to have about a room of 20 amazing, bright young ladies, and a few guys stepped in at the end as well.
Yes.
But just to have a panel and encourage them and let them know, hey, you can dream big. Don't give up on your dreams and all that fun stuff. So, without further ado, I am so excited for us to welcome one of the participants of the
Yeah.
2021 Girls Speak That launch. So, as you can see in this picture here, we were still kind of living that COVID life, but we came together at a community center with Jule Foundation. Shout out to Jule Foundation, all the amazing things you all are doing in
Yes.
Bloomington and throughout Illinois, and the amazing things you're doing as you're taking your young people to explore different parts of the country.
That's
But we
right.
want to bring to the platform a young lady who was a participant of the first Girls Speak That. And we want everybody to help us welcome the beautiful, talented, smart Zahara Williams.
Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you for being here, Sahara. So it's all about you, Sahara.
All right.
Let us know. Introduce yourself to the world. Let everybody know, what school do you go to? Where do you live? And then we're going to ask you a few more questions after that.
All right. Thank you. So, my name is Sahara Williams. I'm from Normal, Illinois, and I'm a junior at Normal Community West High School. Go Wildcats. And as they mentioned, I was able to participate in the Girls Speak That 2021 at Bloomington, Illinois.
It's like, yes, and we're so happy to have you here today. Go, go now, Wildcats, and
Yeah.
Normal, Illinois. I lived there for a period of time, so way to go, way to go. And yes, they said the Jule Foundation is the bomb. Yes, yes,
Hmm.
yes.
And someone says West Side is the best side.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us about your experience with Girls Speak That last year.
Well, as mentioned, it was very intimate. I think it felt like more of a conversation. Although there was a panel, they were sharing their experiences. We were able to kind of get like that one-on-one time, even though it was about roughly 20 of us. And it was very empowering. We learned about the powerfulness that words have, and that how you can use them for good or the bad. And I remember one thing, that anytime somebody said something powerful or empowering, we would say, "Girl,
Well,
speak
speak
that."
that. That's right. That's right.
Yes, yes, yes. Girls Speak That.
It's like, so what would you say was your favorite part of it all? You noticed the panel, and we had the individual time, and we had some good food too. So not to take away from that either. So we had some great food, and thankful for the caterers and those that donated that day as well. So what would you say your favorite part was?
Ooh, that's a hard part. I think I I think I learned a lot about the girls in the room at the time, or the women in the room at the time that were from the Jewel Foundation that I didn't know about them before. So I think that was really good.
Okay. Hey, so so they've been right there with you all this
Mhm.
time, and you didn't know, and see that having that intimate conversation, and as you noted, we wanted to make you all feel welcome and let you know that it was a safe place to be and share and to grow. So,
Yeah.
you're confirming and affirming that we met that goal. So, thank you.
Thank you guys. It was an awesome experience.
It's like, yes.
So let me ask you this. you went through the experience. You were able to empower and encourage not only yourself but the other young ladies. So if you were to empower or inspire everybody that's listening in right now, because we have some young ladies from different parts of the country watching right now. So what would you say to empower everybody listening right now?
I would definitely let them know to be yourself. Nothing better than to be yourself. I definitely went through some trial and error trying to fit in with the crowd, but I eventually learned that being myself was the best way to go.
Love that.
Yes,
And
yes.
look, and that's totally Sahara. We had nothing to do with that. That is totally her. So that is absolutely amazing and a great word to share.
Absolutely. And we want to let you know that we wish you nothing but the best along your journey as
Thank
you
you.
continue to speak that. And I have to share this. I have to share this full story moment. I have to. So I know her parents very well. I actually remember when you weren't even born. That's how long I've known your parents. Okay. So when I went to Illinois State University many, many, many years ago, your mother was one of my mentors. Your mother was running things at the Watterson Towers dorm. We instantly connected. She was a mentor. She actually wrote my letter to help me become a Delta back then. Okay. She was an advisor when I was over the Watterson Unity. Your mother has always had a special place in my heart. Fast forward, your father, along my corporate career in public affairs and communications, he was also one of my mentors. So to know that here we are all of these years later, and their beautiful daughter is now a part of this, it just touches my heart. And I'm going to be honest. I did not know that she was going to be the guest speaker until she logged on today. That is nothing but destiny. We can't make this up, right?
Mhm. Yes.
I was like, yes, and I had no idea, the things on the back in the background, so the things on the background come to the forefront. So those things that your mother installed and implanted into Tierra back then is helping her to be who she is today. And so I'm sure
Mhm.
she's continuing to plant seeds within you as
Oh yeah.
that's your mom. And then, but you'll be able to continue to do so for the future as well. So full circle, as she noted, and it's by no chance that you are the one
Yes.
today.
It was
So,
meant to be.
Yeah, so girls speak that. So we have another special person that we want to pull up. So Miss Jade, if you are right there, I want to shout you out because Jade is one of the founders of the Jule Foundation in Bloomington Normal, Illinois.
yes,
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. How are you?
I was
We
like,
are doing
great.
well. So
Awesome.
thank you for being on today. And I want you to take the opportunity to tell people a little bit more about the Jewel Foundation, all of the things that you all are doing. And again, for background, when we kicked off this Girls Speak That initiative last year, we reached out to you and Dre, and you all said, okay, let's do it. So you all play a major role in this Girls Speak That endeavor. So thank you so much.
No, thanks for having us. And thank you for allowing us to talk about the Jewel Foundation and our mission. So, the Jewel Foundation, we have been in action, I would say, for I think 6 years. So, um, the purpose and the mission. Thank you, thank you. The purpose and the mission of the Jewel Foundation is really to, hey, Karen. Hi, I'm trying not to get distracted here. um, it is to really expose our youth in the community and to really develop them into what their passion is and to really provide the resources needed to help them be successful, right? And so that is really our mission and our goal at the Jewel Foundation, and also, having staff that represents the kids that we are developing and
Yeah.
bringing into our program. Um, Having that mentorship is very, very important for them as well. Being able to help them build a community as they have been able to do at the Jewel Foundation. We've had quite a few kids that have come in rather timid and within a year's time, you would think that was never the case, right? So they've really been able to find their village and really come out of their shell and just blossom, to instill that confidence in them, and just really help them, just to continue forward and to help them in being okay with who they are and who they're growing into, right? And just to help them understand that they can do anything that they want to do in this world.
Amen. Love it.
So,
I love
yeah.
you.
It's like love it, and so proud of all that you all are doing, and thankful for the opportunities that I've had to come and volunteer for the organization as well. And I don't do things that I don't believe in, so I believe in all that you're doing for young ladies, young men, and just you can say even the adults is them able to give back and to be able to share is also it's pouring into them too.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. We take one step at a time, but God has really been good. So, the thing about it when you're walking in his purpose, things just happen and they come together. We've been tremendously blessed. Anything that we've needed, we've been provided. I mean, we have not had to really struggle in this community. I think mainly, Andre, he knows everybody in the Bloomington
That's
Normal
right.
community, first of all.
Shout
So
out,
he has
Andre.
those connections, but it just has really been a blessing. And the biggest blessing in this program is just to see these kids blossom and just to see them grow. So I will say this, pretty much 99% of the kids that have stayed in our program through graduation have graduated and gone on to school or trade school. Okay. So that's just a real quick tidbit, a quick result, but it just goes to show how important it is to really show them early on
Yes.
how to think long term, how to think bigger, and the things that they can do now, how that impacts them in the long term. So
It's like, yes.
yeah, so they are a blessing for us. I will say that they are truly a blessing. We could be having a bad day, and they come in, and they're like, hi, Miss Jade, I missed you. It's good to see you. They will bring that energy to you as well. So we are just kind of we started grassroots and kind of continuing in that regard. But we're doing God's work, and that's the biggest piece of that, right? So we've been blessed tremendously, and of course, we want to extend that olive branch to our youth,
Yes.
and bless them. So
I love it. Well,
the rest
thank
is
you.
history.
Thank you for being a blessing. And I would like to give you the platform right now, if you don't mind, Miss J, because I know we've known each other for a long time as well. Me, you, Lanita, and you're doing your thing as a woman in business, right? Not only do you help lead this amazing nonprofit organization, but you're also a corporate woman. You're a community woman. You're a woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So I would love for you to take a few moments and just speak to all of the young girls out there. I'm going to give you the platform. And if you can just share a little words of encouragement to empower and
Yeah.
inspire our future generation.
Woo! Well, I would have wrote this down had I known that this was going to happen. So I'm doing this off of the top of my head, and I can only give you what's genuine to me, what I've experienced, what I've lived, right? And so when God gives you a vision, first and foremost, write it down. Okay, write it down. But also, there's a piece in that of obedience where you have to kind of step out in faith. You're going to have a million questions like, what? What is it that you just gave me, right? And so he really is the big piece to this, in helping to understand your purpose. And you can hear his voice early on in life. I will say that. And so that's the first thing, right? Because as you continue on, so depending on what you want to do in life, and it's okay if you don't, right? As young women, you're really trying to figure things out, right? You're going day by day. But if there's something that you're passionate about, don't be afraid to step out and try it. It may not work the first time. That's okay. Your friends might talk about you like, what? That's different. It's okay. Can you guys see me? I'm freezing just a little bit.
It's like, yes.
Good.
Okay. All right. So this message is really for young women, younger women, and then we can get to, as you get older. But for my young women, my young babies, just don't be afraid. If God has given you a gift, if he has given you a passion, if he has given you a vision, it may not be something you see on Instagram. Okay.
Say that.
It may not be something you see on TikTok. And what's that other one? This is my my auntie verb, but the Snapchat. I know it's called Snapchat. I think it should be called Snapchat. But it may not be out there. You know what I mean? People may not be used to that. But that's not their vision. It's the vision that God gave you. And so I would just say, write it down, step out in faith, and then talk about it with a trusted source, right? Because you never know those vessels that will be there to help you along the way. No matter how small or big it is, I would just say, do that. That's the start, okay? And then from there, if it changes, that's okay too.
Yes.
It is totally okay. It is okay to change your mind. It is okay to change direction, okay? But one thing I do want to say is if something has been built inside of you and it comes back around, don't be afraid to move in faith. God has you all the way, and he will provide those vessels for you to help you along the way. All you have to do is ask. And that's it. Okay. And you may not see the results tomorrow. The Lord, the youth, they put something out there, they want it right back.
Yes.
Quick. Real quick. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way either, so just keep at whatever you are doing. So as a professional woman, so fast forward, as a professional woman, I have had quite a few challenges where I didn't necessarily know what profession I was going to be in, what I was necessarily going to do. I graduated from Illinois State University with a bachelor's in business administration. So that's a pretty general major, I would say. I knew for one thing, I wasn't working in insurance. Okay. I even got offered a scholarship and everything. My mom talks about me to this day. And she said, where you at now? State Farm Insurance. So again, there are just some things that, I had to work through in life and I had to prioritize in life too. And I made, thank you. I would say I made some mistakes, but I got back up and I kept going, right? And I redirected and I kept moving forward. And so in this space, I would say I have been at State Farm for 16 years. Okay. I never saw myself in a corporate environment like State Farm. I did not see that, but God has really been blessing. And I will say this, the network of people have helped me. Okay, because I could not do it on my own. I was a little rough around the edges. I still am a little rough around the edges. That's always going to be me.
We're going to have to get you on for a future show to talk a little bit more about that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I still am. But you know what? I don't regret it. I'm unapologetic about it. That's who I am.
That's it. Amen.
That's it. But at the same time, always continuing to learn and grow. My thing is always learning to challenge myself into new things, even when it's scary. At my auntie age, okay? Yes.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. I love it, Jade. We're going to get you back on because we need you on to Speak That Talks because I want to hear the rest of it for sure. But we have to, at this moment, thank you for your leadership. Thank you, Ms. Williams, for all that you're doing. And last but not least, how can people follow you all to learn more? I see we have julefoundation.org. People can visit your website for more information. But any other way that they can follow you all?
You can follow us on Instagram as well. We are the Jule Foundation on Instagram. We actually, unfortunately, have to get a new Facebook page because we were hacked. So you know how that goes. And Facebook that's a whole nother story, you all. Again, lesson learned. You keep it moving. Okay. When stuff like that tries to hold you back, you keep it moving. Amen. So But you can find us on Instagram, and definitely go to thejulefoundation.org for
All
more
right.
information.
Thank you so much. It's like, because I love it, love the program, love all what you're doing. And yes, look forward
Thank
to have
you.
you on Speak That Talks in the future. So thank you, thank
Thanks for
you.
having me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sahara.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Proud of you.
And Sahara, stay on until the end because we're going to have a special shout out for you at the very end as well, okay?
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So everybody, please give it up for the Jule Foundation and Miss
Yes.
Williams representing Bloomington, Illinois. So, hey, girl, hey, we want you all to continue to add information in the comments. We are just warming up, but we
That's
wanted to
right.
pull it in from where we started last year so that we can go full circle to where we are right now. So, again, if you're in Illinois, if you're in Bloomington, look up the Jule Foundation. So, if you're out there, let us know. Put your name, put your high school in the comments. Hey there, we have a DJ out there. Hi, DJ Sticky. And everybody else out there, thank you so much. So, we're about to move things right along. And I know that Lanita and I are so excited about who we are about to introduce.
That's like, yes, our keynote speaker for the day, amazing young lady. You talk about young ladies in business and individuals doing their thing. I mean, she is I'm not going to toot her horn. I'm going to let her do some of her tooting herself. But I mean, she's on an international book tour. She is doing her thing, and she has some good information to share. So I told her I have my notebook today ready to take down some nuggets and some takeaways because amazing, amazing, amazing. So looking forward to it. And like I said, we all can learn from one another.
That's right. So, without further ado, it's not too late to text your girls, tell them to jump on right now because we are about to bring the amazing, talented, and beautiful first ever Girls Speak That keynote speaker, Miss Zara Jones, to the platform.
Hi, everyone. I'm showing up. I see a little black screen. Can everyone see me?
Yes.
We can see you.
So my name is Zara Jones. I am a speaker, a blogger. I'm also an author and a podcaster and creator of Zest of Life with Zara. I actually started Zest of Life with Zara all on positivity, self-care, and all things curly hair. So shout out to all my curly girls. I am so excited to be here, to be able to speak about self-care. And not only that, but the special topic of self-care isn't selfish.
I love it.
Topic.
So,
sorry.
oh
Yes.
no, I'm sorry. You keep going, keep going. I just want to give you the platform
Yes.
to remove myself because this is all about you. I want you to do your thing. Just know that we are honored, we're blessed, and everybody is so excited to have you on. And we're gonna come back up at the very end so that we can chat with you afterwards. All right?
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
So hi everyone, I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to talk on the topic of self-care isn't selfish. I feel like this topic is not really talked about, and a lot of the times people get kind of a weird taste in their mouth when it comes to self-care because there's so many things that you go through, but once you're in the journey yourself, you actually get to understand where some people are coming from. Yes, Sheena, self-care is not selfish. So I want to start off of giving the story of how I got into self-care. So my freshman year of high school, I got into a car accident, and it was very hard for me to go through it and talking about physically, mentally, emotionally. I suffered through kidney trauma, a concussion, and a lower back injury, which I still go through today. And so during my freshman year of high school, I played basketball. I played basketball in middle school and halfway through high school. So if you play sports, you know that your life revolves around that sport. In school, nothing else in between. You would be lucky if you got in a little social life here and there. But I was always in basketball practice, probably trained about 3 to 4 hours a day, maybe 2 hours on a Saturday. So I was always active. And the way that I grew up, in my household, my dad was a huge fan of basketball, still is. So it was required for me to play basketball. Although I loved it, practice never stopped. And my mom is also huge in academics. So I had really the best of both worlds. So, I couldn't, my missed points in the game couldn't make up for if I got an A on a test, and my low grades couldn't, you just know how it is. My points couldn't make up for if I decided to get an 80 on a test. It was always straight to, studying, schoolwork, or basketball. There was nothing else in between. And so thank you so much, Elaine. And so when I went through that car accident, I felt like I lost my identity, not just as a student, but also as an athlete. I felt like I let my parents down. I felt like, there was so much weight and pressure on me, because especially if you are an athlete, that if you ever were to get injured or even miss any games, there's so much pressure on you. If you missed a day from school because you were sick, you have so much work to make up, but I was out all the time. And so it was really difficult for me to identify with really anything at that point. I was isolated, didn't really want to talk to anyone, didn't, feel like I was myself anymore. So during that time, while I was in bed, resting, trying to heal, I thought to myself, there are so many things in this world that I could do physically to get better, but it all starts with your mentality. And so I started, writing a lot more. I, grew up loving to write. And so there was one day where I decided to pick up my journal and my pen, and I started writing about how I felt, started writing, the things that I was grateful for, the things that, make me happy. And I started reflecting on those every single day. And I didn't realize that that's actually, one step of starting your self-care journey. And so when you start your self-care journey, there's many different ways people start it. You can start from, looking at the mirror and saying your affirmations, your positive affirmations. And there's ways of, journaling, or just taking time to meditate. Start your day by doing, reflections, self-reflections. There are many different ways to start your self-care journey, and I didn't know that at the time. So fast forward, I'm slowly healing mentally and emotionally. I'm no longer upset at the world that, I can't play basketball, for a whole entire year. It was really hard to get through some of those injuries. Yes, I do still go through it today, but it has taken me to a whole other thing that I didn't know I would be doing today. I was in high school thinking that I was going to play college basketball or, be an athlete my whole entire life. But I'm here, and I started self-care, self-care books. I started writing about it, blogging about it, talking about it, bringing awareness, especially to students, because I feel like it's so important. Because when you're a student, you don't really know what you want to do. There's so many, changes back and forth. You're not sure what you want to do. Sometimes you want to do something else. The next day, you're thinking about something different. And, I went through that. And so for self-care, I think so many people think that it's just something that, you wake up and decide, I feel better. But it's not. It's a very long process. It is a difficult process sometimes, because self-care is about acknowledging and accepting your feelings and your thoughts and emotions. So it can be very deep. It's a very deep process. And, social media has a lot to show, that it's sometimes a little bit easier in a way of, lighting candles, having a little shopping day, spa day. Yeah, there's, those pieces, but it's a very, very small portion. And there's not much representation on how important it is, especially to students and to girls, of what self-care is. So back to my story of how I got into self-care. While I was going through that healing process, started writing, I really started focusing on the days that, I started feeling better. It was a slow process, but now I'm feeling so much better. I am feeling like, I am able to conquer the world, and that's how you should be able to feel in your self-care journey. And so I am still on my self-care journey. It is not something that it's not something that you start and then you end. It is something that is lifelong. It is a daily practice. And so when I was in high school, eventually I quit basketball, and it was a little difficult for me to part ways with that. And so if you play sports, or if you even work, do any extracurricular activities, and you're so used to it being in your daily life, I know that it's so difficult to kind of part ways with it, because you can't really imagine your life without it. And so while, going through that, I decided to create Zest of Life with Zara to focus on those pieces, to be able to share my story with other teens, with other students, so that they don't have to feel like they're alone. I feel like I want to bring self-care into, more of an existence for students, because there's a lot of different things that I went through, such as the pressure, not only from, the sports pieces, but also when you have a family who's, super huge on both sides, the sports and the academics. It does have a different pressure of, you have to feel like you have to make a certain amount of points, or you have to make a certain grade. It does have a different pressure to that. And so going through those things, it did mess with my mental health, but at the time I didn't realize it because I was so busy. And sometimes when you're so busy, you're moving around too much and you're not taking a break, you're not stopping. You don't actually realize that there could be something where you're feeling stressed out about, you're super anxious, and you're not focusing on those pieces. And so it slowly starts to grow. And that's when people start facing a few challenges. You don't really have a healthy coping mechanism because you haven't practiced them. And that's what self-care is. And that's what I like to talk about on my blog, on my podcast. And just when I'm speaking at different places, I want to bring awareness to that as well. And so it was not an easy process to go through. It was a long process. But when I started Zest of Life with Zara, I had the intention to teach everyone that self-care is important, and self-care isn't selfish. And what I mean by self-care isn't selfish is that a lot of the times people assume that, when you go through your self-care journey, it is something that you reflect a lot on. It is something that you ask yourself a lot of questions as far as, is this what I want to do? Is this something that I'm proud to do? Does this make me happy? And when you start asking those self-reflecting questions, it does change your view on certain things. And so I remember when I went through my self-care journey, I did end up losing a few friends along the way. I gained some, I lost some. But at the end of the day, when I went through my self-care journey, which I still am, there's people that I come across that, match my values. They're people that show that support that I show myself. And that's the important piece of it. When I say self-care isn't selfish, it means that, it's more of a selfless piece, which is kind of going to take me to my 3 key takeaways. So I wrote this down for you guys because I didn't want to miss them. So self-care is not selfish, it's selfless. And I mean that with everything in me, that it is more selfless, because when you are working on yourself, you are showing that to other people. What you work on in the inside shows on the outside. So if you're happy with yourself, if you're feeling confident, you're working on that self-esteem, you're doing those positive affirmations, you're saying, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm confident, I got this. People can see that on the outside, that there is a whole different aura to you, a whole different glow when you're walking around confident in yourself, and it attracts that. I know there's a saying that, you are what you attract. And so when you have those pieces, when you are, being able to walk around and you feel like your best self, you're going to have people attracted to you where it's kind of like, I want to support this person. I want to be there for this person. You have people that want to support you all the time. And that's what I think is so important. And don't be afraid to lose friends. Don't be afraid to, find different, things that you probably didn't even know about yourself. I probably would have never thought I would start a blog if I didn't go through the car accident and I didn't go through my self-care journey. I would have never thought I would have been here. But it's all about growing at the end of the day. So I think it's very important. And takeaway number 2 is your self-care journey is a work in progress. So a lot of people think, self-care is just a nice flat road, no bumps, no problems, no brick roads, nothing. And it really isn't. You can run into a brick wall anytime. It is sometimes very hard to go through your self-care journey when you have to do some of those really deep reflection questions. And I found that very difficult sometimes, but it is something that, everyone runs into, everyone goes through it. There are going to be some days where you're like, I don't want to do any self-care. I don't want to do any writing. I just want to be left alone. But when you do that, when you are actually sitting there being able to acknowledge how you feel and why you feel that way, it's still a part of self-care, because self-care is being able to acknowledge those feelings, acknowledge those thoughts, and why you are, why you feel a certain way about certain things. It is all part of the process. And it is not a thing that you just stop because you feel better. It is something that is lifelong. It is a lifestyle. It is not a trend. That's what I like to say, because a lot of things that you see a lot of places, it looks like self-care is a trend sometimes. It isn't. It is a lifestyle, because you are working to be the best version of yourself. You are working to be the best you. You are working to, any journey that you have in self-care, it is a stop and go process. Sometimes people stop, sometimes people continue the journey, but it is not something where you have to necessarily feel like you stop because you feel better. And a lot of the times people should also understand that self-care helps you build those healthy coping mechanisms, because whether or not you're going through something now, you can go through challenges, you can hit a brick wall, but if you practice self-care daily, whether or not you've been through challenges or not, you are able to better yourself. You're able to get out of those situations in a healthier way than you would have if you didn't practice self-care. And the last one is, it's never too early or too late to start your self-care journey. So you don't have to go through, a roadblock in your life to start your self-care journey. You can start before, and this kind of feeds into the second one. But also when it comes to the age too, it doesn't matter how old you are. You're never too young. You're never too old to start your self-care journey. I believe that everyone should start their self-care journey now, because there is so many things out there that, you can run into, and it's all about how you get yourself out of it, because sometimes you have to be the one to get yourself out of it. You can have the support of others. That is amazing. That's great. But you also have to be the one to live with some of those things too. So if you can practice those healthy coping mechanisms and apply them to your life, then it'll help you in the long run. And so that is my 3 key takeaways. You can find me on Zest of Life with Zara. Go to my website, zaramjones.com, and my Instagram is Zest of Life W Zara. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Wow, wow, wow. Well, thank you so much for reminding us that self-care isn't selfish.
It's
Self-care is a lifestyle. I love that one.
Amen. And you can start anytime. That you can start anytime, no matter the age. So I know we have people on from all ages and stages in life. And so just making sure that you take part into that self-care journey. And I love what you talked about with the commercials, how they make it look easy. And that's just one part of it. Yes, lighting that candle or taking that, vacation away, but you still have to live. You still have to learn to be able to get through those things, and support systems, as you know, that you said you left some people along the way. And that's not only for our youth, that's adults, you know as you're going through different journeys. And I saw Karen note something there. Everybody can't go with you as you're going through different journeys and transformations in life. Not everybody's going to appreciate it. Not everybody's going to accept it. And being able to know that it is necessary. Sometimes we have to take those things and take that time to be able to get off some of that stuff that's holding us back. So because some things, sometimes is holding us back. And so, you had some worldly wisdom there that you shared at a very young age. And thank you so much for giving and sharing of yourself today. Like I said, it's not only for the young. I said, I'm thankful for all the young high school young ladies that are on today, but it's for the adults that's in the room as well. So thank you. Thank you for those gems, those nuggets. So love that.
Absolutely. So now we want to take the time for everybody out there listening and watching. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to Girls Speak That. So if you have any questions or comments, this is your opportunity to come
Yeah.
off, uh, take off, pull the notes aside and now ask your questions so that you can have even more gems. So if you have any questions, whether you're young or old, whether you're a girl or a woman, it doesn't matter, let us know. And even our guys out there, anybody out there, if you have any questions or comments, please take this time for some Q&A with our beautiful best-selling author, blogger, entrepreneur, you name it.
Podcaster, all of that.
Yes. So any questions, or even if you don't have any questions, are there any tips out there that you all have? Any ways that maybe you all have overcome um, mental health situations or stress or anxiety or depression as a person in high school? Any concerns or suggestions or tips that you may need? So let's virtually connect in the comments and let us know if you have anything you want to ask or share. And as we're waiting on people, um, you dropped so many gems. Is there anything else that you're like, you know what? I want to make sure they catch this one. Anything else that you'd like to add?
I just think the piece of knowing that self-care isn't selfish is just super important. I feel like at one point I thought I was being selfish in my self-care journey when I was leaving folks behind, and just kind of, going along the way, meeting new people. But the thing is, you grow, and it's okay to grow. And sometimes you grow out of friends, you grow out of people, and it's okay. You can revisit them, in the future, but it's all about, taking care of yourself and making sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that know your worth as well. Because I can tell you there's a lot of times where, I felt like I was being held back by some people, and I had to, grow out of that. I had to let it go. It was hard to lose some friendships, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you are bettering yourself, and the people that you're surrounded by want to also pour into you. I think those are the important pieces.
Okay. Thank you. We do have a question
Yes, we have.
from LaShonda Hawkins, my question is, why, when you make the decision to place the focus on yourself, a slight of guilt comes over you? Because she's in that self-care stage now.
So when you start focusing on yourself, a lot of the times you tend to isolate yourself, um, because when you go through that stage of finally asking yourself those questions, and just trying to identify what you really want for yourself, a little bit of guilt is going to go over you because you're changing how you feel about certain things, and so you don't necessarily want to, but you just have to, in order to grow. And so I think that's definitely something that a lot of people go through, for their self-care stage. And it does scare away some people sometimes, because it's like, I don't want to lose friends. I don't want to, push these people out of my life. But you don't have to push them out. You can just keep them at an arm's length. You can always revisit them. You can always communicate with them and just say, hey, look, I'm going through my self-care stage. These are some of the things that I want for myself. And whether or not you can, be a part of my self-care journey with me, if you want to grow with me, that's cool. But sometimes you have to let some things go, as far as, friendships, or just some habits too, because it's really hard to get out of some habits. I know that for a fact. There's still some things that I'm trying to break, but there's just a different way that you live. You live a much happier, much more free kind of feel. Really start focusing on yourself.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you for that. That was a wisdom. Like I say, young lady with wisdom, words of wisdom. It's like, anybody else have questions out there? And like I said, and that, that guilt of taking care of yourself sometimes, but sometimes people still will not be able to handle that. And at the same time, as this is about me. It's not about you at this point in time. It has nothing to do with you. I'm just working on me. And as you said, sometimes we do tend to isolate ourselves when we're going through some of those changes. And that's about knowing, as you said, those people, that support system, that supporting cast. I call it your supporting cast. And some people don't make the cut sometimes. Some people have to, some roles have to get cut along the way in life. Not everybody's going to be your co-stars or your supporting cast members. Some people have to, they have to get cut. And unfortunately, that's how it is in cast in life. It happens. So
Yeah. Very good. So hey, we have some more questions. I want to get these questions and comments, because they're so excited to hear from you, and even shout out Lanita. Lanita is our Speak That Movement mental health guru. So I'm just so excited to hear this knowledge from the both of you ladies. So I want to make sure we get this one out. So this question came in, and I'm just going to read it. I'll put a little of it on the screen, but I'll also read it. Just as a 15-year-old, I've learned that letting go of the negative people that don't help you with anything is the best thing to do. Toxic people harm you mentally, and it's better for you to love yourself than letting those people stay in your life. So, Miss Jones, any reaction to that?
I absolutely believe it, because when you have negative people around you, there is such a thing called negative affirmations. A lot of the times you will hear about positive affirmations, but there's also negative affirmations. And so a lot of that time, those negative affirmations can form from doubts of other people, but they can also form in you as well. But sometimes it really depends on your support system, who you're around, that is bringing that doubt out of you. And so when you're surrounding yourself with negative people, you tend to feed off of that energy. And so it does mess with you. It does, create sense of doubt, self-esteem, and you go down that loophole. So I absolutely agree. You have to cut those people out in order to be able to grow and thrive.
Yes. Well, good. Well, I have another good question, and your answers are amazing. So, she would like to know, can looking at self care as a non selfish thing affect your mental health in a bad way that could steer away your process?
Let's see. That's a good question. So I don't think that looking at self-care as a non-selfish thing could affect your mental health in a negative way. I think it is more to do with, the positive things. Um, there are some things that you have to look out for, as far as, making sure you're not isolating yourself too much, and making sure that you're actually being able to go out there and being able to still communicate with people, kind of express that, yeah, I'm going through this journey, because I feel like it's so important to communicate with other people and just let them know, like, these are the changes that, I'm trying to make in my life, and I need you to support it. But if you're not going to support it, then I need you out. Like, those are the kind of things that you have to deal with. And it is a hard process, but it is a very necessary process. It is something that everyone goes through. And it is something that it just makes you much more happier at the end, because it's like weight lifted off your shoulders. You don't have to worry about someone, pouring all this negativity into you. So it's messing up your mindset. Instead, you're so focused on bettering yourself. You're so focused on making sure your thoughts and your feelings are the ways that you feel, instead of letting others affect how, you think about yourself.
And Zara, I'm going to add to you with that, as far as absolutely that balance is kind of what she's talking about, that balance. You have that time that you're to yourself, but also having that balance that you are out and being able to share with those that are supporting you.
That's good. And Lanita, why don't you read the next question, and maybe you two can tag team this one.
All right. So, one I have, as a father, what are some things I can say to my teenage daughter that would encourage self care without sounding daddy-ish or unsupportive or disappointed?
Okay. So that's so I know that when it came to my parents, I always try to communicate with them as much as possible. Sometimes parents are kind of hard to, just push out of certain things. So I always try to communicate with my parents and say, look, this is, kind of what I need your support on. And a lot of the times, if I didn't communicate that as well, it was more of, like, I expected them to kind of be able to pick up on some of those pieces, but I would always have conversations with my parents about, look, this is what, I need support in, this is what I need help in. Can you support me in this area, or can you get me help in this area? Especially when, I was going through some of my car accident things and my car accident pieces, and, turning my life into the self-care blogger. It was very difficult, because I felt like I was, letting my parents down, and I thought they would be unsupportive, but they were actually super supportive, and they showed that support by always being there, by asking the questions of, hey, are you good? How are you feeling today? So it was really like they were, even if I didn't do my self-care pieces that morning, like journaling or something, it was like having those questions asked by them made me feel better, because it was like they're going through that journey with me.
Okay,
Very
awesome. Love that. And loved everything that you said. And hopefully, that your teenage daughter, one thing is to have her watch this. If she's not watching, have her watch this episode on Girls Speak That. That would be great as well. And then sometimes, even as adults, we tend to ask, or we'll give advice or share some information, and we need to kind of know, what are people wanting. Are they wanting just a listening ear at the moment for someone to be able to vent to us? Are they asking for advice? And so sometimes we have to take ourselves kind of out of those modes, and and just truly being good active listeners. And that's not listening to respond, but truly taking in what they're saying, before you respond to something that's said. And again, ask, what do you want at this point in time? Is it just a listening ear so you can let some things go? And sometimes that's hard as a parent. I have two children, that, that are raised, and three others, so sometimes it's hard not to be able to give that parent advice, so I have to take ourselves out of it sometimes as parents, and like, okay, we were teenagers at one point in time. We were young adults at one point in time. So what are the things that we thought through in those moments of times. And then also, who were those people that we look to be support for us? Being able to mirror that for your young folks, because sometimes it's not you. Not everything is going to come to you as the parent. If you have those people in your life that they can go to, that they can share. And we all know too that we have some friends for different things within our lives that we share, that we feel most comfortable sharing with. So not everybody's going to be everything. Not only person is up above, is that's everything to everybody. So it's hard as a parent. You want to be everything to your children as a father, but also just knowing that, there's people there to support, and there's no book to it. Just being there, listening there sometimes is what they need. So taking that into effect.
Very nice. Well, hey, we have one more question and a comment. So I'm going to pull up the question first, and can't wait to hear your response on this one. So this is coming from G Baby out in our YouTube world. So shout out to everybody watching via YouTube as well as those watching on Facebook. Is it healthy to give people second chances? I personally know that it's hard to let go of people most of the time.
That is a great question. It is healthy to give people second chances. I always believe it just depends on just what they did. And so sometimes if people are willing to grow with you, then I believe that they deserve a second chance. But if they're not, then I would say to kind of separate yourself from them, keep them at an arm's length, and whenever they're ready to start that journey themselves or start that journey with you and support your journey, then that's when they are ready to to have a second chance.
And here's a follow-up to that one. And you pretty much touched on it, but Naya wants to know, is it worth letting toxic people back in if you can tell they've made their own progress in self-care?
I believe that actions speak louder than words. So if they have been toxic with you, and you are on your self-care journey and you're like, look, I have to keep you at an arm's length until you figure your stuff out, then you can come back into my life. But depending on if they show that progress and depending on if they really show that they truly have grown as a person, I would say, to let them in if they've grown. But if they haven't, if they're still making those same mistakes, then definitely keep them at an arm's length.
Yes.
And I don't have anything to add to that.
So nicely put in. And Jade, representing the Jule Foundation in Illinois, says, thank you for sharing the term concept of negative affirmations, as this definitely can plant the seed of doubt or low self-esteem in our young people. Couldn't agree more. Hence why we have Speak That, because it's all about positivity, speaking things into existence and the power of words. And your words have been so, so powerful today.
Yes.
We're so happy to have you. You are our featured young person at our Speak That Movement brunch in March. We hope that you and your mom and the rest of the Dallas community will join us again for the next brunch and even more of our events. So as we close out, any final words from you?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me. I am just truly blessed to be here. And thank you to everyone that's watching. I hope you got some very helpful tips, and I hope you support Girls Speak That, because they are truly amazing. And I am just truly blessed to have this amazing opportunity.
Thank you so much. So
Thank
don't
you.
leave. We'll bring you back up in a moment. But again, thank you for blessing this platform.
Yes.
And people can follow you and takeaways. There's books. You want to share any of that right now?
Yes. So I am a 6-time published author of self-care books. They're all based off of affirmation, self-esteem, and starting your self-care journey. So if you go to zaramjones.com, you can find my books on my shop. I will have a special code out there. I'll send it to you, Miss Sierra. And we we really focus on self-care. And so that's a lot what we do. And so if you want to also follow me on Facebook as well, Zara M. Jones, or Zest of Life with Zara. Sorry, that was my website. And on Instagram, Zest of Life W Zara as well.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I look forward to obtaining one of your wonderful books out of the collection. As I said, just, young and wise, just beyond measure right now. So,
Yes. And hey, everybody that's watching right now on this live, if you can send an email to, I'm going to have you send it to exec board, EXEC board at speakthatmovement.com. We're going to personally make sure you get a special copy of one of Zara's publications. So again, if you're watching this live right now, if you go to exec board at speakthatmovement.com, or you can drop something in the comments just so that we can get your name. Don't add your personal information, but we're going to make sure that you get a personal copy, because we want to make sure that you all can go home with even more takeaways. So again, thank you, Miss Jones, and we'll have you come back up in a moment.
yes, thank you. See you
Yes.
soon.
Everybody, please show her some love in the comments. Thank you. Wow. So we are coming to the end of today's Girls Speak That. And I don't know about you. I hope everybody out there has really gotten something out of today, because like you said, Lanita, it doesn't matter if you are young or old. Those were nuggets that we can apply to our lives, no matter how old or young we are. Because I know
That's right.
I took away.
That's right. Oh, definitely. Like I said, I have my notes ready, and so like I said, I'm always about learning it and being able to hear it from her perspective, and to be able to share her story. Like I said, it's amazing to me for her. Because there's so many adults that have been in those journeys. For individuals at the college levels that have had injuries. I mean, when I messed up my foot and I can't do the things that I used to do. So that, all of those things play into part. So it's not just, I said the young individuals in high school, but it's something for us too. So, but really focusing on those that are there, that hopefully you got some takeaways and some things to know that, you have some skill sets and support along the way. Some journaling, reflecting, affirmations. She gave so many items, so many things that you can just take away and to put into play. Start now. Start your journey.
Right. That's right. So now I am so excited. I'm always excited, y'all, but I'm really excited today. So we have another special guest that's going to help us, uplift and empower and encourage you all even more. So
Yes.
there's always a story behind everybody. So I'm going to briefly share the story, because I want our guest to do all the talking. I don't want to do all the talking. So this young lady that we're about to bring up, Miss Lanaya. So she actually she popped in. I'm going to let them come on and talk about this. She popped in on another show that we had with Speak That Talks, when the organization Divas Build Futures were on, Miss Asia Scott, who's on in a moment. So she was with her mentor, and she kind of came on the show. But when she came on the show, I mean, she came on the show,
Oh,
okay?
yes. She
She
came
inspired us.
she can't speak in the word. As I said, so much that we can learn from our youth. I
Yes,
mean, she came with some fire. She came with some nuggets, and not only that, her, pulling it all full circle. Jule Foundation blessed her
yes,
as well, because they were happened to be watching that particular show. So pulling it all together today, her, knowing that Jewel Foundation assisted her, planted a seed in her, and the things that she's doing now is
yes.
it is nothing but. Nothing but. So
That is
we're
amazing.
excited for this young lady as well.
And what was so special, and I'm going to bring her up in a moment. We were so moved by her. Lanita and I were hosting the show. Asia, who's coming on in a minute, was the guest. Speak That Movement planted a seed and said, we want to bless her because
Yes.
of her just using her voice. So
Yes.
we blessed her. Fast forward, Jule Foundation from Illinois was watching the show and they said, well, we want to bless her. So that just goes to show, and we're going to have her come up right now. So help us welcome our special guest. We have two special guests because she's with someone special. Everybody, please put something in the comments, show some love for our special guests, and Lanaya Powell. It's been a long time, ladies. Unmute yourself and say hello to the audience.
Hey everybody! Hey girls!
Hey, girls.
Hey girls!
It's been a long time since we have all been on together.
It's
Yeah.
like, yes, yes. It's like a reunion today. I honestly feel like it's a reunion moment. I said, with having Jule Foundation, with having you all here as well, and then even with having Zara. Zara was around for our brunch, so it feels like a reunion today. So it's great times, great things to celebrate.
Yes. So we want to hear from you. So tell us, first of all, I want Asia. You introduce yourself, right? Tell us a bit about your organization, and I want you to do us the honor of introducing Lanaya.
Okay. Because I'm mentor today. She's speaking. So my name is Aisha Scott, and I'm the founder and creator of Diva Still Futures Incorporated. Diva stands for to be a determined, intelligent, virtuous, ambitious young girl to young women. Some of the things that I mainly focus on is mental health, their visions, hygiene, etiquette, and communication. I'm very, very big on that. Divas Build Futures is now 10 years old this October. So next year we are going to do a special conference in March for all 300 young ladies are coming back to Dallas from California, Texas, and Atlanta, and they're going to have a special presentation for us. But DBF, honestly, you guys, is an organization that teaches young ladies about themselves. I love Zara. Shout out to Zara. Thank you so much for speaking that. You are amazing. We were just sitting here Googling you. We will want to keep following you because what she said was very important. Self care is not selfish. I speak that all the time with the girls about how to take advantage of yourself and not try to give anybody over what they need. So, with that being said, Lanaya has been with my organization now for almost 4 years. Lanaya, I started mentoring you eighth grade? Seventh grade. And she is now in 11th grade. And I've seen her tackle concerts, plays, sports, braces. I mean, I feel like, one thing I do speak about is becoming their village, and we become their village. So I'm a part of her village. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my mentee, Miss Lanaya Powell. She is an entrepreneur. She is a junior in high school. She is a woman of God, a young lady of God, and she loves to help our community. So without further ado, Lanaya Powell.
Hi, you all. My name is Lanaya, and as you all have heard, I am Miss Aisha's mentee for DBF. Um, so, yeah, as y'all mentioned, I've been with Miss Aisha for quite a minute now, and I start my own business, Just Lanaya Sense. I am on Instagram and as well as Facebook, so go and follow me over there now. Just Lanaya Sense. Just Lanaya Sense is a candle and it's based off candles and body scrub. So I sell both of those as of now until further ado, to spread the word of God through the candles and the body scrub. And I feel led to do this by God. So I am honored and just amazed at what God is going to do with this business. So I'm just going on in faith, walking by faith, and just praying God will lead me through this business because I know it's gonna blow my mind. Like, um, He's gonna blow my mind with this business. So yes, I am excited to just see this journey and myself in this journey with becoming an entrepreneur because I never thought I'd become a business entrepreneur until now. And I'm only 18 years old. No plan, no nothing. Like, just, I mean, one day we were riding in the car. My mom was straight up like, "Hey, what do you think about candles?" And I was like, "Candles? Like, I don't, what? Candles?" And so instantly, kind of in that moment, I was like, huh, this could be a good way to spread God's word. So I wanted to implement that into um, the candles. So that's what made me wanted to start this business based off my faith and just the journey so far. Yep. So I'm excited.
Beautiful.
But yeah, my journey so far has been a little, I mean, I don't want to say there's been like setbacks, but I mean, at first I was a little like slow running it, like really trying to get it out there. And due to the funds, I didn't have the funds, and I was just like, I mean, how am I gonna like start this business? So eventually, I ended up getting a little bit of funds due to my mom, Erica Powell, who just commented.
Hey, Mom. Hey.
Um, yeah, so she has been a major help thus far. She and also my uncle, who he's not on here, but he also man of God, wonderful man of God, also kind of helped pour into this business so far. But other than that, it's just me, my hands, me and my mom in the kitchen, um, literally in the kitchen, making these candles and body scrubs, doing it all for God, the glory of God. So I'm just, yes, honored and blessed to have the people in my life to actually help me through this journey right here. So yeah.
Wow. Congratulations. Asia, come on back in. Scoot on in.
I'm
You know,
coming.
last year,
I'm in the background holding up the sign.
I
So
know, you know what's so special about this moment is last year you were the guest. She wrote in on your interview. So now
yeah.
this year, she's the entrepreneur and you're rolling in on her interview. But that is what support and trust and a great relationship looks like. So
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
and just affirmation, so all the information, all that, individuals shared, as everybody knows, Speak That Movement is live. There is nothing that is scripted. So whatever comes out, comes out. And what people have shared from the start, from the very start of the show with Sahara, and then, we had Jay talking about, that support system. And then if God gives you a vision, and then Lanaya talking about the vision that she had, and then talking about the support systems that we have. Like I said, no one can go at it alone. No one can go at it alone. So making sure that we're taking advantage of those support systems that we have available to us. And so, I am so proud of you,
Thank you.
all your accomplishments. And like I said, I knew you were going to do great things just because the way you came on the show. I said it was impromptu. Again, nothing is scripted. It was just happened to be, you happened to be there the night that Asia was our guest, and you did that, and you're still doing it. So congratulations. Just Lanaya Sense is going to be remarkable. It's going
And
to be big.
I wanted to add really quick, you guys are amazing. Tierra, Lanita, you guys are doing an incredible work. This is awesome. Keep this platform going. We were just bragging about how that interview went great and how we were able to talk to other girls. Now, believe it or not, and I'm not bragging, but from that day, almost, I want to say 300 to about 400 girls are now a part of my network virtually. And so what they're doing is tapping in like, oh, I want to be a part of your network because this was so cool. This one right here, don't let me forget. She texts me. She's very support system. I want to be honest with you guys. I did not create an organization. I created a sisterhood. And the reason why I say that is because most of the young ladies that come through BBF, they come through, they graduate, and they come back. And they come back to be mentors to our future. So I just want to say how blessed I am to be sitting next to this young lady. It's just a living proof of that God is real. God did not leave me. It was many a nights where I was like, I cannot do this, God. It's so hard. Teenage girls is my heart. I work with young ladies 10 to 25. 10 to 25 for and so in the middle we always got those high school teenage girls. And I just want to speak a little bit about my journey alongside Lanaya. Growing with her, I've seen her make her mind up. She's going to follow God, and she takes that into her school. She's not afraid. She's not afraid to speak about him. She's not afraid to encourage. She'll even encourage me sometimes, like, Miss Aisha, don't give up. God got something for you. I look at my phone like, this Lanaya speaking. And so I've physically watched this young lady just mature. Let's say mature, because I don't like to say they grow up, because that's the part. So we say that we help them mature and we become a part of their village of maturity. So that is what we are. So I just want to say how proud I am of Lanaya.
Yes.
I'm proud of her mom. I love her mom. Erica, I love you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of her life. Just that village alone is a credible feeling to not just be an organization, but I haven't been invited to graduations of girls that was told they weren't going to be anything. So you got to understand everybody's village is different. Everybody's stepping stone is different. Your mentor may not look like me. It may look like someone who's really there to take you along that journey to the next step. And I've been blessed to be a part of Lanaya's life. So thank you guys for calling her back on your show
Thank you
and
guys.
letting her talk about her business. If she wants to talk a little bit about how you changed from the Woodfest with DBF and your
Oh yeah,
business, and just
yeah.
encourage, our teenagers out there that's watching you. They're watching her, y'all.
You have some fans out here. Are
Yeah.
so proud of you. And I want to read this before you give us some closing words, Miss Lanaya. But I have to shout out the mothers out there. So Miss Erica, the mother of Lanaya, says, "Thank you, Asia, and all of the phenomenal ladies for being obedient to pouring into Lanaya. Grateful." That gave me chills reading it.
Amen. Amen.
So,
Thank you.
Miss Lanaya, as we get ready to close out your portion, I want you, like you did last time, I want to give you this platform and I want you to speak life to all of the young ladies that are watching. And we have people representing different cities. I want you to take a few moments to speak life, encourage them. And then after you, we have a few more closing words and a special surprise. So I just want you, and I'm going to give you the platform to speak life to the audience.
Speak
All
that, girl.
right.
Speak that now.
Yep. Um, yeah, so once again, as you see on the screen, my name is Lanaya. And yeah, I'm not on this journey alone. I have supporters, real supporters. There's been people who walk in my life and walk out, and it's all to do to where I'm going. And I know there's a lot of people that don't need to be on this journey with me, and there's those who do need to be there with me. So I'm just glad of the support system that I have, and I know there's going to be many more to come along this journey with me. So I just, most of all, I really thank God. I truly thank God, just for allowing me to be able to spread His good news through what I'm doing, because a lot of people love candles. So definitely that one. And don't be afraid to just reach out to any of someone that you know and you're close to, because like Aisha said, we've been knowing each other for quite a minute, and I know I can reach out to her, I can talk to her. It's always good to have somebody else outside of who you normally would talk to, because I know Aisha, I can talk to her outside of normally just my mom and whoever else that I may know. So Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to call, text, because I mean, 9 out of 10, they're going to be there. They're going to answer the phone. They're going to text, whether in the grocery store or just or any of that. So definitely be aware and know who your true supporters are, because everybody aren't your supporters. There's people that are going to feel you. There's people that's going to try to walk you over, but you have to look over that, and you have to truly see like who's really going to be with you to the end. And I know Aisha's going to be with me very louder, yes, to the end. So definitely that one, definitely that one.
Well, maybe you should talk a little bit about how you can support them through school. Tell them
Oh, school. Okay, yeah,
remarks with that.
school. So yeah,
Stay encouraged.
school. Definitely stay encouraged. Keep your focus on. Don't let anything distract you. I know with my business coming up, and just so me being in school, it is gonna definitely be a balance. Like, Zara, yes, like I feel like that's something I'm really gonna have to work on, and just pray, ask God that He helps me in that balance stage, because there's gonna be sometimes I know the business grow big. It's not gonna stay small forever, and I know it's gonna be. I need help with the balance part of that. So definitely just stay focused, stay committed. Don't let anything distract you. Like nothing. Cut off the distractions. Turn off the phone. So yes, stay focused, and just definitely stay encouraged. Most of all, stay encouraged. Stay encouraged.
Nice.
That's another thing. Why I wanted to pour good news into these candles, because I want my customers, anybody, to just be encouraged, be enlightened by the good news. Just the nice sense is more than the candle and the body scrub, the smell, but it is due to the stories behind these scents, and just I want people to be encouraged and enlightened by the good news of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
So, whether you believe or not, hey.
So what you're doing is you're pouring your all into the candles, and then something is coming out.
Oh yes.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right. That is amazing. As I said, some wonderful nuggets that you have shared there for the young ladies. And I said, not only for the young ladies, but for us, a little bit more mature ladies as well.
Well, Miss Lanaya and Asia, on behalf of Speak That Movement, please know you all already know we appreciate you all so much. We love you. We're rocking with you. Divas Build Futures. We're ready to collaborate with you all even more. And we just wish you nothing but the best.
I
So,
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think she wants to do a giveaway, y'all.
okay, let's do it.
I was like, uh-oh. Mom, you ready for this? I'm kidding, no.
Mom's on. Mom's ready.
So yeah, okay, and I do have candles. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do a giveaway.
I'm
What should I do?
gonna sponsor her giveaway, by the way, because she's a young entrepreneur, so she's like, okay, I can do it. I can do it.
Okay.
So, what are you going to give away?
I would like to give away a body scrub. I'll
A
give
body
away a body
scrub.
scrub, and I'll give away I'll give away both. I'll give away a body scrub and a candle.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Get the full benefit of the candle and the body scrub. And like I said, be encouraged by the good news. So
Yeah.
definitely, yes.
Yay. I'm so
So,
proud.
so how would you like to give this away? Would you like for the first person in the comments to say, "Girl, speak that," to get these gifts? Or do
I
you
think
have another way?
a post. I'm gonna do like you can okay, so
Follow
this is
you
what
on
I would do. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and make a story shouting out Miss Tiara, and speak that movement, and hashtag girls speak that. Yeah,
Oh,
like I don't know, do a
encouraging
boomerang or
post,
like
yeah.
I love it.
yeah.
So
Do you
basically, whoever makes a post after today's show, or you can be doing it right now. If you
now?
make a post right now, make
Now,
sure you tag just just Lanaya Sense.
yes.
You can tag Let's Speak That and use the hashtag Girls Speak That, and you're going to get a special gift.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Love it.
Listen,
Love it. Thank
yes,
you so much.
yes. So we are so excited again. Thank you for being a part of this show. Don't leave. We have to bring up another special person, and then we're going to get ready to close out. But again, we can't wait to have you back on as well because your journey is just getting started. We speak
It
life
is.
over you. So stay tuned, and I'm going to bring up another special person. And I want to shout this out. The body scrubs are fire.
Fire. Yep.
They are
So
fire.
Shonda loves hers and all that good stuff. So thank you
Who's
both.
that?
Thank you for all you're doing with Divas Build Futures. And thank you, Miss Lanaya, for all that you're doing as a teenage entrepreneur.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. So we're coming to the end, and I'm just like, this has been so good. We can keep going, but we want to be mindful of everybody's time for tuning in. So I'm going to bring up one more special person, and we're going to have a very special announcement that we're going to make. But before we do that, Lanita, as well as our other executive board who's on, we want to pay it forward to our special guest speakers today. So, on behalf of Speak That Movement, to Miss Williams, Sahara, to Miss Jones, Zara, and also to Miss Lanaya, on behalf of Speak That Movement, we want to pour a seed back into you all. So, we are going to bless you with an amount of money that we will not share publicly, but we feel that this seed will bless you all even more as you continue to go after your dreams, as you continue to use your voice, and as you raise your hand when somebody reaches out and say, hey, you have a word and we want to hear it. So for the three of you for saying yes, and I'm going to pull you all up real quick because I just want to see the reactions, but we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. That's like, yes, thank you all. Thank you all. Greatly appreciate it.
Yes. So we have something very special that we'll be sending your way. And again, thank you for being a part of today's show. And everybody in the comments, help us say, girl, speak
Speak
that.
that.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Yes. Thank you. All righty. So I have to bring up one more person because we have a very special announcement. So whether you're living in Dallas, LA, Atlanta, New York, Detroit, or Chicago, Illinois, wherever, Bloomington, I have to bring up a very special friend. She is actually traveling. She is moving and shaking all around this country. So we have had the Jule Foundation on, Divas Build Futures on, and now I am so excited to bring up verbally, you'll be able to hear her, my good friend of the Go For Yours Foundation based in LA, Miss Erica McCall, as we talk about a special announcement. Miss Erica.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Tiara. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. So, Erica,
Yes.
we're at the point of the show. We have this special announcement. But before we do that, I want you to introduce yourself and I want you to tell us a little bit about the Go For Yours Foundation because your organization, I've been rocking with you from the beginning. I have seen all of the amazing things that you're doing for the youth out in LA and throughout the country and even outside the country. So tell us about your organization and then we're going to share this special announcement.
Well, first, I'm sorry that I'm not able to be on camera. I'm on vacation with the family. but wanted to make sure that I jump on. But before I even introduce what I want to do, I want to say to you, Tierra, this is amazing. I was able to hear the young lady talk about her entrepreneur endeavors, and just her love for God. And it really made me, want to encourage anybody who's an entrepreneur. It's so amazing because you're able to literally mix your faith with works. That is really what entrepreneurship is all about, is mixing your faith with works. And so anybody who takes a leap of faith, whether it's a full-time entrepreneur, part-time, I truly, truly commend you and wish you all of the blessings. My name is Erica McCall, and I'm the founder of Go For Yours. It's a nonprofit foundation based in Los Angeles, California. I started the foundation after writing a book called Go For Yours that encourages young people, like the young ladies on the call, and just young-minded people, very youthful people, to just go after whatever God is calling them to do. And so that book turned into a nonprofit, and our main program is called the Dream Experience, where we take students from all over the country and we bring them to Los Angeles for a fellowship that focuses on leadership development and entrepreneurship. And so during that time, you're able to really network with people that are like-minded, but a little older. It's pretty much like millennials pouring into Gen Z. And so it's a really, really amazing, just an amazing mission and nonprofit. We also have the Go For Yours fund, where it's a scholarship fund, but you don't have to use it just for school. You can actually use the scholarship if you want to start a business and you need startup costs. I'm the first recipient of that fund. His name is Thelonious Stokes, and he is the first Black male to graduate from the Florence Academy of Art in Italy. And so, at Go For Yours, we believe that there are like geniuses all over, and some are hidden. And our goal is to find those hidden geniuses and really help provide them with the opportunity. And so I won't keep you guys long. I know you all have been on for a while, but something exciting that we're doing is we are hosting multiple screenings of Wakanda Forever in 8 cities. And so Dallas, of course, is on the list. When we said we're going to add cities, because we did something similar for Black Panther, we said we're going to add cities. And of course, with what Tierra is doing with Speak That, I said we have to come to Dallas. And so very, very excited, because we're not just doing, this is not your ordinary screening. I know you guys see lots of people buying out, theaters and showing the film, but we also want to take that a step further and choose a student from Dallas or the surrounding area to come to the Go For Yours Dream Experience. And this student would actually be the second student that's from Dallas to attend this amazing experience. It's a free trip. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but it's free. And so we just ask that you bring yourself and your knowledge and your energy. And then we'll have you all applying for the Go For Your Scholarship Fund, which that will be announced at the end of the year, to give the other cities time. So for those of you on that are adults, we're seeing which city can get behind their youth. The city that raises the most money, we will actually bring an extra youth to the Dream Experience. And so not just one young person from the city, but 2 young people. And so definitely we're fundraising so that everything else that we raise can go directly to Dallas. And so if anybody wants that information, Tierra has the link for the fundraiser that's specifically for Dallas. We're still raising money for theater costs. So if anybody wants to help with that or has any resources, like I said, as an entrepreneur, we mix our faith with our work. So we know that it is already done. God has already told me that it is paid in full. And so I am just excited. I will be there November 18th. The screening is on the 19th. And I'm just excited to be there, to meet everyone and support what Tierra is doing, because she's truly, truly, truly amazing. I'm so happy and proud of her.
Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Erica. So I just want to repeat a few amazing things. First of all, the Go For Yours Foundation out of LA is doing some amazingly awesome things. Also, I hope you all caught a few things that Erica said. Number one, there's going to be a Wakanda Forever movie screening in Dallas on November 19th. I want to personally ask, on behalf of my entire executive board, Lanita and Colleen and Erica, as our partner, will you all be our guests at the movie screening? So we're going to send out more information because we want to invite everybody in Dallas that's listening to this. We want to invite Divas Build Futures. We want to invite um, Miss Jones and all of your zest of life with Zara friends, and we want to invite every organization to join us at that movie screening. Secondly, there's going to be some special people who are able to win this full ride flight opportunity to join Erica in LA for the Dream Experience. I attended the first Dream Experience. When I tell you, it was totally just more than what I could have imagined to see so many young people from all over the country in LA. At the time, it was during BET weekend, but to have an experience of a lifetime that Erica's Foundation brought to fruition was simply just outstanding. So we will send more information. Nonetheless, please plan to join us November 19th for a free movie screening where we can come together to see Wakanda Forever. Erica, any final words? And how can people learn even more?
Well, thank you so much for all you're doing. Thank you for having me on. And we are on Instagram. You can follow us, Go For Yours, GoForYours. We ask that you follow us before applying for the scholarship and the Dream Experience. And then you can also visit our website at goforyours.com. And also, the person that is selected to this year's Dream Experience in Dallas will be on behalf of Speak That and Tierra.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Erica, and thank you to everybody out there listening. I'm going to bring Lanita back up. Erica, I cannot wait to spend time with you in Dallas next month. You know, when we get together, it's a good time.
I already know.
Can't wait for us to invite our other friends. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, we are at the end of today's show. And wow, I mean, I don't even have any more words. Lanita, do you want to close us out? And I probably will have some words after that, but I'll be quick. But close us out, and
I don't have anything to close us out. Erica already did that with the announcement, and there will be other cities that she noted that are screening. So that information will be shared as well. So make sure that you get that email to us for the executives at Speak That to get that email so we know that you are in attendance. Those of you that are in Illinois, we might have a little area that you may be able to go to as well. And thank you, Asia, Jade, for bringing your young ladies on. Like I said, you're doing a remarkable job in your communities. And hey, we're going to continue. Girl, speak that.
That's right. So everybody put it in the comments as we close out. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, everybody, for watching the rebroadcast. There is more to come with Girls Speak That. Shout out to every speaker. Shout out to every participant. And as you go along your journeys in life, whether you are young or older, continue to speak things into existence and dream big. Why? Because you deserve it. So, girl, speak that. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one. We love you.
Bye-bye.
And we will always appreciate you. Take care. Bye-bye.